Heavy hearts tonight after a school stabbing. Neighbors, friends, families all gathering together just a short time ago to pray for the victims. This is a story we've been following since we broke into programming just before 8 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, and it's been changing hour by hour. We have Team 11 coverage tonight, but let's get you first up to speed on the latest in this tragedy. Police tell us 22 people were stabbed inside Franklin Regional High School. 21 of the victims were students, and one remains in critical condition tonight.
And Lisa, the suspect, 16-year-old Alex Reibel, is being charged as an adult. He is facing 4 counts of attempted homicide, 21 counts of aggravated assault.
And tonight, people in Murraysville are leaning on each other for support. They packed into churches to pray for the victims and to comfort one another. The chaos inside the high school erupted just after 7 o'clock this morning. When Channel 11's Joe Holden got the call, he rushed to the campus, and he's been there all day covering this big story for us tonight. He joins us live with more on the day that has left many in this community just wondering why. Joe?
And Lisa and David, things changed here at Franklin Regional even before the first bell rang. It has been a day full of intense emotion, and the question tonight persists: why? Terrified parents scramble to get to Franklin Regional High as medical choppers lift off with victims.
And all of a sudden the fire alarm went off, and we just thought it was a prank.
That alarm sounded 8 minutes before first period. By this time, police say 23 students were injured, many of them stabbed. Also hurt a school security officer. Students, confused and not fully understanding what was happening, turned to teachers.
We actually look at the teachers' faces and they're panicked.
Police say Alex Reibel, armed with 2 8 to 10 inch long knives, went on a rampage, stabbing and slashing students he came upon.
He was like, yeah, I was stabbing people, and it was just like, whoa, that's just kind of hits you, and you don't really think it's going to happen until it happens to you.
Witnesses say one student who had been stabbed managed to pull a fire alarm.
While he was being stabbed, he went and pulled the alarm and then got stabbed again.
That alarm alerted the entire school that something was wrong.
The fire alarm went off. I was walking over towards the exit, and there was blood all over the floor.
For investigators, the scene is massive. Police arrived to find injured students in school hallways.
Further checking of the first floor hallway revealed multiple victims, apparently by the knife that the actor had.
Tonight, an entire school community is wondering why. What went wrong here?
From my understanding, he didn't really have any targets. He just went after anybody that was close to him.
And according to Franklin Regional's website, classes at the high school will be canceled for at least a few days. Classes for kindergarten through 8th grades will begin tomorrow as scheduled, and grief counselors will be available for all students. And just one of the many scenes we've seen out here today. I watched as 3 students approach the steps tonight here at the high school and lay bouquets of flowers, a card that said, "Prayers for you." That's the story live outside the high school tonight in Murraysville. I'm Joe Holden, Channel 11 News.
All right, Joe, thank you. About half the stabbing victims are still in the hospital tonight with very serious injuries. And in some cases, if their classmates hadn't jumped into action, they may not be alive now. Jared Boger, seen here with his girlfriend, is in critical condition out UPMC Presby. Doctors say he's incredibly lucky. A knife came within millimeters of his heart. Channel 11's Courtney Brennan continues our live Team 11 coverage from Presby. Courtney.
David, that young man is still in critical condition here at UPMC Presby tonight. And when we were checking in on the victims and checking on their injuries, we started hearing stories, incredible stories of heroism, faculty and students who didn't think about their own safety. They just jumped right in and started saving lives. The chaos that unfolded this morning inside Franklin Regional High School seems more disturbing tonight, now that we have a more detailed account of how Alex Reibel allegedly ran through the hallways, stabbing his classmates.
The kid comes running down the hallway, stabbing people, and my best friend jumps in front of me and takes the knife from me.
We talked to Gracie Evans right before she went on national TV to talk about what happened today. After Gracie's best friend, this boy pictured here, saved her life, Gracie paid it forward, helping another boy who was stabbed in the stomach.
I start putting pressure on the wound to stop the bleeding, and I did that for about maybe 10 minutes.
Gracie went to the hospital with the boy where doctors told her,
You did a real good thing, because if you didn't do what you did, he probably would have died.
Now to the teen suspect at the center of the school stabbing. Tonight, members of the FBI searched his family's home in Murraysville looking for any clues to what might have caused this 16-year-old to attack his classmates. Channel 11 investigator Rick Earl got a hold of the criminal complainant. He's live tonight with what he's uncovered. Rick.
Yeah, Lisa, the search for a motive continues. The FBI was here at Alex Ribel's home in this upscale Murraysville neighborhood until about 8:30 this evening, collecting a lot of evidence. Now, earlier tonight, I was in court as Ribel made his first appearance before a judge. 16-year-old Alex Ribel still dressed in a hospital gown, leaving the district justice office in Export Wednesday night after a judge ordered him held without bond. The sophomore showed no emotion as the judge read the charges: 21 counts of aggravated assault and 4 counts of attempted murder. When asked if he understood the charges, Ribel responded, "Yes, I do." Outside the courtroom, his attorney said the family can't explain it.
They offer their condolences to everybody involved in this case. They're very upset. They did not foresee this coming at all. This is a nice young man. He's never been in trouble. He's not a loner. He works well with other kids at schools.
Tomasi also requested a psychiatric exam, telling the judge, "This is a bizarre incident. I'm not sure he's competent to stand trial." Meanwhile, investigators spent the day at Ribel's home trying to figure out a motive. The FBI confiscated 3 desktop computers and several boxes of evidence. Law enforcement sources tell me that Ribel said nothing as he allegedly went down the hallway slashing and stabbing students. At the court hearing, the district attorney said at one point when administrators had Ribel on the ground, he said he wanted to die. Some students also said bullying may have prompted the attacks, and investigators said they are looking into that. I asked Ribel's attorney. Was there any mention of bullying involved here? Did your client tell you that, or did his parents indicate anything?
I'm not going to comment on what my client had to say, but I don't know anything about any bullying.
Now, Tomasi also said Ribel is a good student raised by good parents who's never had any trouble with drugs or alcohol. He also has an older brother. His brother's a year older. He's a junior at Franklin Regional High School, but he was not in school today because he stayed home sick. Well, tonight, Alex Ribel is in the Westmoreland County Juvenile Detention Center, charged as an adult. That's the very latest. Reporting live in Murraysville, Rick Earl, Channel 11 News.
And many of those families are now coming together tonight. They gathered a short time ago to pray for the victims and their families. These are just a few of the images of the young victims touched by today's senseless violence. Channel 11's Pamela Osborne talked to many of their classmates still in disbelief tonight. She is live now with their emotional story. Pamela.
Lisa, so much of the day was about what was happening at any given moment. Things were moving so quickly, but tonight here at the Mother of Sorrows Parish, people took the opportunity to slow things down, to pray for strength right now as they begin to think about the road ahead.
I actually fell asleep, and when I woke up, it was like that wasn't real, but then it all set in again.
Once it did settle in, Michaela Durkowski, like so many others, found herself in need. And before long, many filled Mother of Sorrows Parish, hands crossed, hearts heavy.
It's always difficult to come up with words at times that are painful or confusing. You just pray and you ask God to help you.
Among those seeking comfort, first responders who stood silently in uniform against a back wall.
It did happen. It was our school, and it's heartbreaking. It really is.
We gather in prayer, song, and candlelight.
With candles lit, they prayed for their children, their classmates, their community. Even the young man police say is responsible for all of their pain.
Everyone is in need of God's compassion and mercy and healing.
What happened here today was enough to bring former students back.
It really hit home that it was important to come home and pray and be with my family.
For even they know their presence is needed in the days, maybe even years ahead.
Knowing that everyone was here, like the whole community, it meant a lot.
And the people in this community are asking for continued prayer. They say they're so grateful for all the prayers they've received from all across the world at this point. They say that is exactly what they'll need and more to help them get through this very difficult situation. Reporting live in Murraysville, Pamela Osborne, Channel 11 News.